G'day, welcome back. Of course, this is ALGS, and we are straight away into World's Edge. Game did start a little bit faster than we thought it was, so we're a couple of minutes deep into the game. And it looks like we've already lost a team. I'm not sure who it is. Stinky B, apparently it was, I'm told. So apparently they got taken out very early on in the piece, and that's why we've got 19 teams in this game.
Yeah, you can see Panna from Chicken Sandwich as well also going down early. So a couple of interesting things happening right at the onset of World's Edge here in our AVB matchup. We're getting what's looking like could be a Geyser Circle, but definitely a couple of teams reading this as a Lava City, Big Mord kind of deal. And certainly has that in the chance. Also, potentially Lava Siphon North. You can see no one's over there right now, so that would... If you're one of those, sadistic viewers who loves to see just like a ridiculous ring pull and the meat grinder that happens afterwards, I'd be cheering for the North Lava Siphon Circle right now if I were you.
I'm not sure how likely you are to be getting that one. I think we've already seen, as you said, a few teams make their way down toward Lava City. Moist being one of them, and even though they're not having the greatest of days today, I'd be sort of inclined to believe that they have a pretty good idea of where these zones are going. They were one of the first teams in there as well, so the educated guess from them. Emmanuel also setting themselves up. MDY inside of Big Mord. There's already two teams there. MDY and Team-Op are the two teams inside of Big Mord at the moment.
Chinese owned and occupied at the moment. Will any of their compatriots join them? Who knows? Still a couple more running around the map. GQ could come down on top of them from there. Actually, and there's potentially an option for GQ to run into Chicken Sandwich as well right now. They're up towards Ghost Town. You've actually got Strafing Flame just trying to chuck out some Sentinel bullets just to try and scare them off, because just to double check, yes, they have got the banner of Panna. So we noted he went down a little bit earlier, and they're just trying to find a spot where they can res him. It looks like they'll actually go to Geyser. But we're having a look at some more teams in the zone who have set up nice and early. So some of the teams that are banking on it being Lava City. Got 505, as we mentioned. Pretty good team at rotating right now. SRY also there. And then just further down on the right of your screen, we've got MDY as well.
Derby United, I can also see from the in-game perspective, flying through the air. They wanted to come in to Lava City or Big Mord. They flew in that direction, but maybe they got a bit too many pings on the Valkyrie passive there, saw too many players, didn't really want to risk it, so they've turned back around. And now they'll actually play Gatekeeper for GQ. We'll jump back over to Herman Gerd, as they are also in an engagement. This is against Good Riddance, and it has not started very well for them. Jolas is actually the sole survivor for that roster. He's going to have to try to get out of there pretty quickly. Bunny Hop has been left for dead. So Herman Gerd just down to 1, and those are going to be unrecoverable banners as well.
Jolas is, nowhere in the vicinity of those banners, completely booking it. Good Riddance have had a tough start to the day, frankly, but at least they're saying good riddance to some other teams rather than themselves here early in this lobby. So sticking around Harvester, they've got an idea of where this ring is going, but obviously positions getting taken up more and more now, so perhaps, they're another team that are going to have to just switch up their play style here and try and look for a couple of kills.
Let us go.
Well, still keeping a firm eye on Big Mord and Lava City. You see Moist just playing the outskirts of Big Mord. Noted a couple of times today, they don't really seem to hole up inside of buildings quite as much as they do just, terrain more so. It's going to be an interesting circle shift to deal with for a lot of teams, because, when you really look at it, only 50% of that zone is playable. Right? There's a lot of cliffs involved. There's a big choke point right in the middle there as well.
I mean, there is that beacon on top of Big Mord, but as we've mentioned a couple of times throughout this split, without Gibraltar, there's a lot of teams who really just don't have the option of getting that. Okay, so just as a quick update, it looks like Jolas did try to go back for the banner, but I think Elfish, you were spot on the money there, saying that it was unrecoverable, and you 100%. Can see why.
Yeah, look, that'd be one of those situations in range where you're like, look, sorry, I'm just going to play for myself and try to get a couple of placement points out of this one. Because there's just no recovering that.
No, definitely not. So North Siphon, so it obviously hasn't ended up being there. There is a beacon. You can see EXO have managed to grab the info on that one. So now they're thinking about perhaps going a bit more towards Geyser, if I'm going off their pings at the moment, because that's a little bit more open than Big Mord, where most of the teams are currently. Dewa, actually, if we do get a Geyser circle, are going to be very happy, but teams just having to continue fighting for this Big Mord position at the moment. Onyx really looking in a rough position. You can see Belkon he's rocking double energy. That's a pretty interesting loadout from him.
Yeah, there was someone else doing that earlier in I think game 2 or 3. I'm not sure if it was Onyx. I think it might have been. So maybe just a pocket pick, a comfort pick. I'm not sure. I don't think you really see too many other teams playing L-Star, or it is just a case of coincidence. And he somehow ended up with it a couple of times on the broadcast. But either way, they're going to lock themselves down in Big Mord as well. Just tossing the gold helmet around to whoever needs it to charge the ulti up a little bit quicker.
Really having to watch out for these missile swarms at the moment. Thermites coming through as well. On the other side of that door means the pylon doesn't block the grenade. Belkon just getting hack. His drone there ready for an EMP if someone starts to send them. I mean, it'll stun his teammates as well, but at least it'll get the shield damage done if they pull in. Okay, zone. Start seeing the closing of round 2 now. This will push a couple of teams like Chicken Sandwich, who have managed to get all 3 players back up and in. They're running through Fragment. They'll have to make their way quickly, as well as Truth Esports here. EXO, they're more worried about Good Riddance at the moment. That's the team they're pinging out in the Southern Siphon building below them. But Dugu player actually kind of sneaking up on them here. You can see I Kill Only Noob. He's taking a little bit of care not to make too much noise. Not sure if EXO have locked on to the fact that they are around at the moment. Of course, Killpost does have the heartbeat sensor on the Seer, so as long as he's not confusing that with one of the other teams, they should get a little bit of an early warning system. Yeah, okay, he's just spotted them out.
Chicken Sandwich. They are going straight back into Fragment. Will be in response to the fact that they are aware Truth is in front of them. They don't want to try and risk taking that choke point fight. And instead, they are hiding behind a rock and using the Skyward Dive. I guess it's a cooldown that they would have maybe rather not invested if they could avoid it, just to use it later on. But unfortunately, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. So while Truth have gone through one choke point, Chicken Sandwich have gone through the other and have rocked up inside of Geyser. That's just behind Dewa United and currently outside of the next zone. But at least it's a staging ground, somewhere where they can hold up for the moment and hopefully recharge that Skyward Dive for the next rotation they're going to have to make.
Oh, Good Riddance. They tried to make it out past EXO, past Dugu play, and they didn't do it fully intact. Unfortunately, Weia's gone down. So despite picking up a couple of kills earlier, once again, Good Riddance just not really finding their place here in the lobby. You know, we were hoping maybe World's Edge could be a little bit better for them than Stormpoint had been, but I don't know, man. The Apex games, they're a tough mistress sometimes.
Indeed, can't have everything going your way. Golden Sage have also pushed in on top of them, and so it is only Jaro that is left. He is going to take down one of the members of Dugu Play. Himself an extra point on the board. Actually, is the kill leader, but he is also the last remaining member of Good Riddance. I'm not sure that he's going to be surviving for too much longer. Either way, we'll go and have a look back at Geyser and see what's happening over there. Doesn't really appear to be a whole lot going on. I can see a couple of drones flying around, getting info from multiple teams. And there goes Jaro. Was really a matter of time.
Hey, Boogie Boarders picking up that one. They're down. Still looking outside Lava Siphon. You can see that's EXO taking pot shots at them from in the distance. The next zone will be going towards Big Maud. So the team's set up there. We're going to get more and more. I mean, there's so many levels to Big Maud, right? There's what you got underneath, first floor, second floor, around the second floor, on top of the building as well. So there's kind of like probably 5 levels, I'd say, in total. You can really sit on, as well as, you know, different sides of it. If you really need to mash a couple of teams in there. Moist, unfortunately, their position outside that got taken, so they've taken that very topmost sort of position right on top of the beacon. And then you've got these teams up at Geyser, who unfortunately it hasn't gone their way, and there's a good 4 or 5 teams that are just gonna have to either Valcold out or go through the blender, where Truth Esports are currently holding that position, you know, between Big Maud and the choke point there.
Killerpulse covering a couple of shots on his rotation in through Geyser. EXO was the most recent team to enter this area of the map, and they're kind of looking for somewhere to hold up. Alternator Pylon is going to go down, so it's some lots of fences, but this doesn't really look like the place to be if I'm really looking at it from an outside perspective. I'm kind of guessing there's not really anywhere else that EXO can go, but I'm not sure that this is going to work out the way they wanted it to. Dexter down now too. Ziki's going to use him as a bit of a portable shield, but the reality is this is pretty much game over for EXO, especially when you see that next ring pool.
Yeah, probably Dewa as well, honestly. They're looking, you know, they've got 2 members down. It's Chicken Sandwich, who I think are picking up most of these kills. They've got a couple to their name at least, and you can see all 3 of them are alive. GQ looking on from the other side of Geyser, just on the right of your screen there. You can see they're also lurking. Meanwhile, there's plenty of action happening over at Big Maud.
As is to be expected, lots of teams in that area of the map, pretty much from the get-go, and all the teams down there have called it correctly. It's just a swarm. It's like an ant's nest, really. If you do come out of Geyser and actually win all of your fights, and you do manage to take control of that side of the zone, in the long term, that might end up actually being quite a solid position, just because everyone else on Big Maud is going to end up fighting each other when they do inevitably have to move. So
yeah, north side of that zone, great spot to be in. I'd love to be sitting on the north side at the moment. You know, as long as you can find a little bit of cover. It's Emmanuel who's trying to set up in there at the moment. You know, once again, one of our Watson teams. And then in the caravan, you've got Boogie Boarders. So they've made that move up there. I mean, you've also got the dome that Golden Sage are playing from, the half dome that's above Lava City at the moment. So look, a couple of other options if you're not a you know, a Big Maud aficionado.
Well, Chicken Sandwich just flying in with the Valkyrie ultimate. They have hold up inside of a train cart. It's not the worst of places to be. Actually, it does provide a little bit of cover. Obviously, you get those Watson fences down, stand up on top of the boxes inside, and there's actually not that many angles that can hit them. It's Big Maud, I think that's where we're going to see a lot of problems start to ensue. And GQ, well, they have run into one of those problems in the name of MDY and Moist. Not a couple of teams that I'd really like to get stuck in between. So Sutu Tap is the last one standing for now, and we'll just try to keep their head down as long as possible.
Is this situation going to play out like it did in Market, or like we saw on Storm Point? You know, where all of these teams are just, it's, you know, they're winning Pyrrhic victories. Really, they're coming out of it not with the full 3 players, and if that's the result, then it's going to be one of these other teams, as we sort of talked about on the north, who actually, you know, a lot of that playable space has been removed, so they're going to have to come down and probably be fighting each other for that as well. It seems like this next circle is going to be the crunch point here in Game 4.
And you can hear Rack, who's got himself a Kraber. Throwing that one out over the map. Managed to get a finish onto Mosu of Truth. Moist Esports seem to have really taken control of the top of Big Mord.
They're kind of the only team there at the moment that I've got any hope for, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it also allows them, if they have the opening, to actually scan this beacon. Obviously, that's a risky play, but maybe something they want to do. But by the way, Manuel, in the thick of things, that is for sure. I mean, just look at how sparse this cover really is. Yeah, sure. There's a lot of fences all over the place, but
Fences don't stop bullets.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles that can be found, a lot of crossfires that can be built up. Did have a Kraber in hand there for Chambers, which is nice. But I'm not sure that's going to bail them out of trouble when positioning is such an important aspect of this game.
All right, a couple of seconds until this round starts closing now. 40 seconds these teams have to make their way into the middle. I think it's going to be a bloodbath on both sides of that. Emmanuel don't want to go out too far here. Honestly, they've got an okay spot. They do manage to hold Truth out, but there's still Chicken Sandwich and Boogie Boarders above them. Two premier teams in this region.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, two teams that are pretty much toward the top of this lobby at the moment, and so if you're Emmanuel hiding inside of this train cart, I'm starting to feel a little bit scared, that's for sure. Boogie Boarders could go up and around the side, but they have lost Fussy. It is actually just down to Shardy, the last one left alive, and I think Chicken Sandwich have recognized that opportunity. They're going to start to send their way in on top of Emmanuel. Trying to take that 3-on-3 after we've just seen Shardy go down. So this is just a good old-fashioned 3-on-3. The Big Mord teams not getting involved in it at all, and Emmanuel will be eliminated by Chicken Sandwich. Wraithing Flame, plenty of time to get res back up, because again, this is exactly what I was talking about. If you clear out the northern side of the zone on your own, you are in the best spot late game. Everyone in Big Mord is fighting.
Are all the teams in Big Mord looking at each other, or are they all looking at you? That's the dynamic that Chicken Sandwich need to manage here as the sixth and final ring starts to close. The teams in Big Mord, look, they've taken a lot of damage. They've probably bled through meds and ammo. You know, no Lobers in the lobby to play here. They may have managed to at least use their interception pylons to weather a little bit of that storm, but you can see the Crypto EMP comes out. That'll delete all of those fences, pylons, anything that was set up currently in Big Mord. Northside Esports go down. Now we've got 4 teams down the bottom left, and Chicken Sandwich on top.
Yeah, Onyx Esports is well and truly down the bottom of Big Mord. They're actually playing underneath at Moist Esports. They are currently being contested for the high ground, and this may well go poorly for them. Pricey, it's an important duel to win. Does get rid of aimbot, but immediately gets traded back on down, and it will fall to Empty and Walty to try to clutch this one out. Walty get that info. Ronic is underneath. And so now they recognize maybe it is a safe time for the res zone, pushing at the backs. Timing perfect. They get away with it.
Wow, Moist actually managed to get the reses there. Yeah, as you say, Procy going down again. Onyx looking good on the bottom floor. MD White looking good on the first floor. They're going to be the two I think we're probably worrying about here. The Chicken Sandwich, as you can see, just laying down the fire. This Anvil receiver from Panna is doing work.
Yeah, it certainly is. And his aim really is on point at the moment. MT now knocked as well. Pricey finished off. It's not looking good for Moist to finish this one favorably. I think they'll probably be taking fifth at this point. Onyx Esports, though, will actually end up being the team that does get knocked out there. Moist take fourth. And Sandwich still very, very healthy with 3 members alive. And again, just continue to carve out their side of the zone. Panna will drop. 2 MNK, 1 pad up on top of Big Mord.
Team Up have done fantastically to get a couple of good armors.
Yeah.
They've got all their members alive, and now they're burning Chicken Sandwich on the other side.
Oh, aimbot, though, on the horizon. This is maybe where this pick starts to show its value. High up in the sky, Chicken Sandwich. Have they got a 1-on-3? They do! It's MDY to drop, and Chicken Sandwich, who will walk away with the victory. Once again, another clean one. And dearie me, what a messy fight that was at the end of it. I really did think MDY was going to be in a position to... to mop